Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is August 28, 2023, and today is Monday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, the tech stocks look like they're starting to bounce back. But first, no major economic event scheduled for today. But this week, we do have lots of information coming out. Now, looking at the market, starting out with the Forex symbols, we're watching the euro just shy of its 200-day moving average. We're going to take a look at that. That is very important. Now, looking at the indices, the Dow Jones actually continues to climb higher while the NASDAQ remains unchanged. Now, looking at commodities, gold unchanged while oil bouncing. Now, looking at the stocks, most of the tech stocks look like they're bouncing back, but NVIDIA continues to slide after beating its quarterly estimate report. Now, lastly, looking at cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the Euro USD, and it is trickling below that 300-day moving average as of this morning. Now, altogether, this is not crazy important because it's not breaking with it's just tremendous gusto, but it's important to note because this may be a decent point for it to find some support level after almost losing 500 pips from its high of 1270. So that is a big retracement for the euro. Now jumping into GBP, also on that supportish level, as that is hitting previous resistance, subsequent support a couple of times. You can see that quite clearly. And let's just highlight it with a pen so we can see it quite clearly. There we go. That is previous support. This is previous resistance. And subsequent support becomes more solidified. So this is really an important level for us to bounce back off as well in the GBP. Now, I don't expect us to have huge moves, but it's an area of support. So just respect it. Now, looking at the Australian dollar, did actually bounce back after finding some sort of bottom, at least in the interim, okay, after breaking further from that 64.70-ish level. Now, jumping into gold, not doing much. 1916, last week we were at 1920, so really not doing much. Crude oil did bounce from $77 up to 80 bucks. Okay, a 3-puck move in a couple of days is a decent move, but again, it's trading in a very tight range. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets, let's get looking at the Dow Jones. Dow Jones had a decent day on Friday as it did pour higher, 34,473 after breaking this route and after breaking this retracement route that we've been in. Now, looking at a weekly chart, you kind of see it. It's not doing much week to week. We are in August, which is the quietest week to trade the financial market, so just be aware of that. Now, looking at the NASDAQ, didn't do much. 15,000, just holding on. Now, we're seeing some tech stocks start to perk up. Which ones? Tesla perked up above its 30-day moving average to 238. That's been a decent move. If we look also, Microsoft also started bouncing above its moving average, and you could see all three moving averages converging there. Looking at Facebook, also had a decent bounce last week. You could see that from 282 up to 285-ish level and traded as high as 286. Now, there are still things that are weak, specifically ALCOA. Ironically, ALCOA is still weak, even though the Dow Jones did bounce last Friday. So this could be a point where the tech stocks come back to life as we're going into the latter part of the summer. Now, lastly, looking at NVIDIA. NVIDIA slid on Friday after its gap up. Let's take a look at that 30-minute chart. You could see 501 was our gap up. We traded as low as 440-ish level. Okay, and excuse me, 449-ish level, and we then bounced to 459. So yes, are we making some real estate back? Yes, but we broke a really key level at 469. That was really important. So it's kind of has to reassert itself to be strong again. Now, this is done to the markets in order to give it a chance to bounce back. So just be aware of that. And this is something that always happens when you have a stock that is just so strong and it beats its earnings and then sells off. So it could be it's factored in already. Okay, some of the price of it, some of the future value of it for the next 6 to 12 months. So consider that as well. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, we're unchanged here at 25,930-ish level, just a tad below 26K. So really nothing to write home about. Want to wish you guys a great trading day and just have managed expectations because we are in the quietest, probably the quietest week of the year, one of the quietest week of the year as we're going into September 3rd next week, as we have Labor Day. So these are a couple of things that will put us in holiday mode still. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.